Hey Alex, welcome to
How's
the
it
Raptors,
going?
I guess, and I
Thank you.
hope
Thank you.
you're enjoying Tampa. What was attractive to you about joining the Raptors in free agency?
It's just an amazing opportunity. The winning team. It was my first time in 7 years of my career. It's my first time playing for a winning and a great top-notch organization. So, and you guys, we guys just won a championship a couple of years ago. So, it was definitely a great opportunity, and it's an amazing opportunity going forward.
Um, when you try to envision yourself, you said basically, the teams you've played on have struggled, obviously. When you try to envision yourself on a more successful team, a team that has that pedigree, does anything about what you do in your mind change? Like what your role will be change, or do you just have to be the player you are?
Yeah, just do what I do, and obviously I know once the season starts. Just communicating with the coaches, my role is going to be, they're going to determine my role and what they want me to do. But I think just they got me here for a purpose. They probably seen what I've done in the past. And I just be the player I am and just do the same thing, just do it on the winning team.
A friend asked me to ask you whether you've brought any nunchucks to Tampa.
Nah, I left them in Atlanta. It's funny.
Thanks, Alex. Enjoy.
All right, thank you. Nice to meet you.
We'll head now to Doug Smith with the Toronto Star.
Alex, welcome to town, so to speak, or whatever it is. What have you learned about yourself in this journey that's got you to this point that makes you able now to take another step in your career?
Just stick with the process. Just continue to get better every year. And just take it one day at a time. I came in as a fifth pick. It was a lot of pressure, a lot of pressure on me, and then just from that, just learning, continue to get better one day at a time. Don't just cancel everybody out, and just focus on every game, every day.
Were those expectations? Do you think they were fair or unfair or too high, being a number 5 pick?
I think there was fair, but coming in, I came in with a lot of 2 ankle surgeries, and so I was battling that first 2 years, just getting healthy. And I kind of I had a slow start to it, but I feel like if I had a better opportunity, I probably just it would be a different story. But it's all in the past. I'm here now, so you just got to move forward.
Great, thanks very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Head now to Aaron Rose with Sports Illustrated.
Hey, Alex. I'm wondering how things kind of transpired with you. Talking to Aaron Baines, he said sort of once the Raptors lost last year's bigs, they sort of changed their direction. How did it work with you?
He said, "Well, once I seen that the Raptors lost their bigs."
Yeah, so once Ibaka and Gasol sort of left for LA, it sounded like things ramped up with looking in other directions. Is that how it was with you? How did kind of free agency transpire?
I had a few teams that I thought the whole time I thought I was coming back to the Kings, and when the Toronto reached out, and I was like, I just jump on the board. It was not about the money, just the opportunity playing for top-notch, great organization, and it's just an amazing opportunity for me going forward, just playing in the playoffs and being part of the winning culture.
I guess you've repeatedly mentioned how you've admired the Raptors. So where does that come from? Have you sort of been watching a lot of Raptors games over the years? Where does that affection or appreciation for their culture come from?
I always thought it's gonna be a good fit. It's like you guys have a lot of great the player development stuff, and it's like international culture. So I feel like every international player that came through always got better. Like they came, and then in a few years you see them flourishing and just being developing. So I thought I was always interested in intrigued by that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We don't have any raised hands at the moment. I'll give a little last call, but we might be finished here. Yeah, all set. Oh, I got one more from Aaron. Sorry. Go ahead, Aaron.
If no one else is going to ask, what have your conversations been like with Nick Nurse, and sort of how are you expecting to be used right now?
Actually, we haven't spoken with him yet. Right now, it's just all individuals, the one-on-one, just about getting shots up. And I think the first practice on Sunday. So right now, it's just more, getting back in shape, getting your legs under you, getting back in in a playing shape.
And we spoke to Bembry earlier. He said he was buddies with you from Atlanta. What's your relationship like with him?
Yeah, that was my guy. Because we both came over the bench, and so it was that was my guy. And then I mean, definitely great to have him on the board. I think people underrate him. He's gonna come over the bench. He's gonna give that spark, and he's definitely one of the most underrated players in the league.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Head back to Doug Smith with the Toronto Star.
Yeah, Alex, just to expand on something you mentioned earlier about international players in Toronto, is that a reputation they have around the league, or was it from players you know that you spoke to that there's a comfort level there with guys from outside of North America with the Raptors?
I think it was just more like an observation, just watching guys coming through. Like Pascal came in. I remember playing him 4 years ago. He was just more like a guy who was just running the floor, catching and finishing. Then you see him 3 years later, he's doing everything, putting on the floor, and he's an all-star. And then you see a lot of guys came through here that was international players and just flourishing, and just even like Van Vliet came in, nobody knew about the guy. Now you see 3-4 years later, he all-star type player. So player development, everybody know about the player development in Toronto, that's for sure.
And so just one more, we asked DeAndre about this yesterday. You got a good Vince Carter story for us?
Good Vince Carter story?
Yeah, like a good one.
Let me see. I wasn't that close with Vince, but he just the one thing about Vince, he's probably the top 3 of my favorite teammates. You can always count on him. Just amazing dude. And I mean, that's what I always say about him. Just top 3, most humble, is my favorite teammate.
Great. Thanks so much for your time again. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Head now to Stephen Lung with Sportsnet.
Hey, Alex. Apologies if you were asked this already. I kind of joined the call a little late, but talking to DeAndre yesterday, you mentioned how like you have a pretty good 3-point shot. We haven't seen it very much like in the past in your career, but I just want to know like what is your 3-point game looking like, and like is that something that you'd be looking to expand your game with the Raptors this season?
Yeah, sure. I mean, my first 5 years, I didn't shoot that many of them, and then when I got to Atlanta, the coach started letting me shoot, and I think that year I shot like 170. Like in my first 5 years, I shot like 6 or 9 threes, and then that year I shot 178 on like 36% from the 3. So it's definitely proved that I can shoot the ball, and it's just gonna be up to the coach if this how he want to use me. So it's up to him.
And just one more for me. Like you're a pretty good like pick and roll player, kind of rolling to the basket. The Raptors have some good point guards. So like what makes you most excited about playing with a guy like Kyle Lowry and Fred VanVleet, like kind of dishing you the ball there?
Yeah, I mean, it's not even about them passing it back to me. It's just I'm excited to just set screens and get those guys open, because they're going to make the right decision every time down the floor. I mean, they're both smart, all-star type of players. And, it's all about just getting them open and giving them great opportunities to make a decision that getting down the floor. And then, my job is going to be easy too, just getting them open and just catch and finish.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, Alex, that's all we have for you. Thank you very much for your time. Welcome to Toronto.
Appreciate it. Thank you.